I am going to make Ashley host. Just give me a second. And we will start this. Okay, Ashley, you have a whole bunch of people in the waiting room you're going to watch. So what I want to talk to you guys about tonight is Hecate. This is a Crossroads summer event. Hecate's night is in November as well. And that is when we share her meal and all the things with that. If you got a kit from me, I sent you things that I craft to create my Dipnon kits. You got some bones, you got some Dittany, you got some mugwort, you got some bread salt, you got some oil, you got all the things you need to please our gracious, beautiful Hecate. And if you got a kit, you got a bonus, you got tea in there because I wasn't worried about it. I wanted the tea to go out because I think the tea is so essential. Now, do not operate heavy machinery when you drink this tea. Okay, this is some intense tea. I'm going to give you the tea. This is probably 70% mugwort, 20% Dittany, and just like 10% raspberry leaf. So I really held back doing this. And I also put a little oat straw in there for your digestive because mugwort tends to be a little harder on your colon. So I wanted to soften that up for you a little bit. It is a great cleanse, if you know what I mean. Don't be surprised through this workshop if you have some bellyache, if you have a little headache, you have a little ringing in your ears, and a little heart space issues. Now, when I say heart space over at the DGC, as Casey would say, this is a little spicy cha-cha energy right now. So your coochie meow meow is going to be, and you are going to be on attack because your love light is on, and we are forcing you to go deal with shadow trauma. And nobody likes that, right? I have good news for you. This is not a negative trip to mom. We are off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of the Crossroads. And she is about to bring us amazing things, insight, beauty beyond your wildest dreams. I'm about to sell you the timeshare from the underworld. Are you ready? Come with me and I'm going to let you meet my mom. And she's really cool. If you're really cool, we can play witches in the underworld together. She said you could come over and have a sleepover. Okay. So this is what we're doing. This is full on dark goddess, beautiful, feral child energy we're going to travel to her with. I want you to be so excited to see her. I don't want anybody to be scared. We're not going to be scared this time. We're going to be big girls and we're going to have on our big girl panties, okay? If you pee a little bit when you run, maybe wear that mini pad in there or your special Spanx to, solve all those problems, okay? But this is going to be a long night on the night you choose to do the Crossroads journey. Do you understand? So you're going to have to buckle up that night and make a commitment, whether that is Sunday, which my husband has deemed his holy day, that is his birthday. My husband's on Hecate's Crossroads night. What the hell? Anyway, I digress. Or if you want to hold off to Dark Moon, that is totally your choice. But throughout this weekend, you are going to have selective videos that come to you via email with links to creating Hecate blends of teas. All of you asked me for teas. I'm going to show you how to make the tea. We're going to have a little tea time, okay? Then we're going to have some oil time, okay? And then we're going to go in the kitchen. We're going to talk mom, and we're going to talk bread. Because bread is the body and the belief and the offering that you give of your work to her. Now, I know what the next question is. Susie, I don't bake. Okay, that's cool. Then we're going to teach you how to anoint your bread like the goddess you are and live in this space. Now, there is this ingredient with Hecate that gets overlooked so often, and that's honey. I'm going to ask you to anoint your tongue in ritual before you speak to her. I want you to sweeten your tongue. I have diabetes. Okay, fine. Let's figuratively do this, okay? I thought of all your excuses. I'm ready for you. I'm ready. I'm running on like 2 hours of sleep and like full on fucking Hecate. So this is like, woof. You ready? Because this is as close to Medusa sissy you guys have gotten in a long time. I'm fucking ready to rock, okay? So first thing we're going to do is let's go in and start a sacred circle, okay? I want your right hand up and your left hand down. The reason why I want you to do this is I want you to hold the sister beside you's hand. Do you feel her? Do you feel her essence? Do you feel her strength? I want you to sit into there. I want you to close your eyes. Are you ready? Breathe in. Out. I want you to let everything at the door. We are going through a big black door. In, out. We are walking into our temple space. To the north, you see the ancestors and the greeters. Thank them and invite them. In, out. Now, I want you to look to the east. I want you to see all the ancestors and the elements, and I want you to invite them. In, out. Turn to the south. I want you to see the ancestors and the elements, and I want you to invite them. In, out. Finally, to the west. I want you to look into the west. I want you to see those beautiful bone hags. I want you to see them waiting for you with all their wisdom and their knowledge. And I want you to see that untraveled road that sits to the west. That's the way. That's the way. That's the way the fuck out for when you're scared, okay? Remember that. That's the way. The west is where you start to get out, okay? If you go into the north, you go into the east, the south. The west is where we start to get the fuck out, okay? I told you we're going to the wonderful wizard. Invite them all in. Exhale. Now, finally, I want you to take one hand on your heart space, one hand on your stomach, and I want you to breathe into your heart, push it down to your hearth, and blow deep, 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 and stoke that fire. Breathe in again. Heart, coochie, blow. One more time for good measure. Breathe in. Heart, coochie, blow. Open your eyes, hand up, hand down. Bring them in, one on one shoulder, one on the other. You're thankful to be in this space. You're blessed to be here, and we are moving forward. So now that we are in a soft sacred space, we can talk about soft sacred things. And soft sacred things is your energy. Soft sacred things is your burdens. Soft sacred things is your spiritual journey. We don't have these conversations anymore outside of sacred spaces because these sacred spaces are essential to keep your spirit safe and the spirits around you safe. These sisters are here in love and true confidence. They are here as a support system. If you are not here as a support system, please leave my circle. I do not want you here. We do not want you here. Thank you. Love and gratitude. Goodbye. So we begin. First of all, you got that handout about Hecate. I told you all the wonderful things about her. There are so many wonderful things about you. I can't tell you all about my mama. My mama is amazing. My mama is the goddess of witches. My mother is the goddess of harvest. She brings all the dead people in. She gives all the gifts. She's amazing. Alas, she is also a hard bitch. And when you come to meet her in this beautiful season of first harvest, you are setting yourself up for second harvest and finally spirit of the seasons. These spirits of the dead will come in Samhain. So you are now preparing for the veil to thin. You are now preparing for where you're going. You are now preparing to sit in a sacred space of improvement, growth, and awareness of who you are. This is the big leagues. This is not a workshop for someone who says, I don't do deity work. This might not be for you. Because you are going to step to her. You are going to invite her in. You are going to give her space. You are going to prepare an offering. And then you are going to see the options she has for you. These options may come as everyday life opportunities that come in your life. They may come as vivid dreams. They may come as closed doors. So many of us think when a door closes, that is a bad thing. Did you ever think it's your ancestors, lineage, deity's way of saying, not there? That's not where we belong. Not there. If there's anything I've learned through my path with Hecate is death is only the beginning. Death to what you were, what you believed, what you perceived, and what others perceive about you is just the beginning of an immense pop of growth in your life. And when I say growth, I mean growth with a capital GR, okay? I'm not talking about little growth, I'm talking about massive growth. So, when we move into these spaces, we need to, number one, I gave you those 7 journal prompts. Did you look over them? If you didn't, it's okay. You'll have time. All right. This is till now to dark moon. I know we have the 13th, which is her night. I would love if you all come and visit her that night, but I know you all won't. It's okay. All right. It's a Sunday. You're going to be tired. You're going to suffer from dragon ass from the weekend. You're going to need to go to bed. I get it. Okay. But this has a time frame. Dark moon is your time frame, just like when we did the Phoenix rebirth. There are time frames in magic. And you can't do everything the fucking way you want to. Okay? Setting a sacred space is essential. Knowing what you want is essential. So when we go into this, I want you to have 3 items. Number 1, I want you to have a necklace that you wear that resonates with your spirit. It does not have to be a Hecate necklace. Say it with me. This does not have to be a Hecate necklace. It's really fucking cool if it is and you resonate with her, but that is not necessary. I wear my Pythia Oracle necklace all the time now. It resonates with me currently. The snake energy is essential in my life. It's moving through, it's swerving, it's changing things. These things happen. You will go through phases in your craft where things change for you. One day I'll have a big old amber stone on, the next day I'll have a snake, the next day I'll have a pearl. It depends on where my energy is centering that day. The second thing I want you to remember is continual grounding and self-care. This is the second item. You have to know how to calm yourself, retract yourself from situations that are emotionally hijacking you, and do this even keeled. We need to be balanced in this exercise. So if you are hysterically crying before you go to do this ritual, calm your ass, bitch. Get a bath, have some pizza, eat some chocolate, have a glass of wine. Whatever you need to do to get your composure back, I want you to be of the right frame of mind to go to her. This is not a hysterical utterance. This is an intentional craft. Hysterical utterances for, oh my God, Taylor Swift tickets, okay? Not Hecate, here's my offering. All right? Give the bitch a little respect. She's like, what, 4 million years old? Can we just give her some respect, okay? I mean, if people are talking about me this long after I'm dead, I will be thoroughly fucking impressed. I'm pretty impressed with her in the longevity sense of things, okay? This time of year, I tend to find Hecate by the water. That's where she resonates with me. If you know anything about her and Poseidon had a little thing. They have a complicated situation. And I find her by the water. I love going to the beach because I find her by the water. If you got a kit for me, you know you got a shell. Those are all shells that I foraged from the edge of the water while walking. Those are heartfelt momentums for my goddess. When I pull a black shell from the water, that is fire for me because that is her in an essence. She is as unique as each shell. Each of you will see her in a different way. This is what I love about her. She will present you in a different way. Some of you will see her as a beautiful goddess with 2 hounds by her side. Now, when I say hounds, I don't need Chi-Chi Chihuahua dogs. These are some substantial fucking dogs. Okay? Almost the size of wolves. Not quite wolves. Pretty scary, some gnarly teeth. This is my first ritual going in without my precious black Nefertiti. I had a big black lab, and when I would go to Hecate, Nefertiti would call and open the way. I knew that this was meant to be when Tuesday night I was awakened by a howl that sounded just like my dog. It sounded like she was outside the window howling with all her heart. And I knew it was time. This is the first time I've gone to see her since then. So when I want you to sit into this, I want you to imagine who she is to you. Some people see her by the cauldron. Some people see her in the underworld holding a torch, guiding the corridors. Many people will see her in many ways. We are going to go on a slight journey later at the end of this call, and we're going to walk in through the edge of sticks into the corridors, and we're going to look for a torch. That is how we're going to perceive her tonight. But I am interested how you all will perceive her in your journey. And I think that's essential. Enough people don't realize how essential your perception of her is. So when you start dreaming of her and you start speaking with her, I want you to write that down in your journaling. Did you notice I gave you a pretty little piece of journal paper that you can print off as many as you want for this? Yeah, I was like, yeah, we can't do this without special paper. We all know Sissy, the paper whore. Here we go. So when you are doing this, that is the second thing I want you to do. Center, ground, and come to her with reverence. Third thing I want is a proper offering. What is a proper offering, Sissy? Well, you all were showed things she likes. You all were showed symbols of her. What does she resonate with you? And which of those is most precious to you? I will show you what I do. I do a pine cone, and I adorn it with mugwort, and I make a small doll out of it. And I put a small dog treat on either side of my offering for her hounds. That's how I bring her in. Sometimes it's a raw steak. Sometimes it's a dog bone. It depends how much I need. When I'm asking a lot, I give a lot. Believe me, I have left porterhouses at the local Crossroads. The lady who lives there probably has her opinions of me on full moonlit nights, okay? That's all I'm going to say, because I've gone many times barefoot, braless, and in my Mrs. Roper caftans to the Crossroads. You know, you do what you got to do. So these are the three things, okay? Everybody wrote those down, right? Okay. Next thing I want you to think into and I want you to feel into is, what are we really going to the Crossroads for? What are you really seeking from her? What is really your manifesting goal in this exercise? What do you want from her? What have you heard about her? And maybe you have a conversation with her. Hey, I heard this about you. Is it true? She's going to be like, it's all true and more. Tell me what you've heard. You know, there's this belief system I have with Hecate from meeting all the witches who've worked with her. You tell me what she did, and I will believe it twice. I have seen miracles out of this goddess. I kid you not. Nothing short of miracles. I've seen gates closed, people's lives saved. I've seen cancer cured. I've seen children brought back from the edge of death. I've seen people walk in and obtain jobs that they were nowhere near qualified for 3 times the salaries that they need. You give her a goal and she'll look at you and go, bigger. She is limitless, holding you up. She will not do it for you. Do you understand this? Deities are not lotteries. They are not Powerball tickets. You got to do the fucking work. And this is something that offends people. Oh, but I pray. This ain't no Sky Daddy event. If you're here for Sky Daddy, you in the wrong place. This is a make shit happen woman situation. Do you understand? We ain't got time for do nothing bitches. If you would do nothing bitch, don't go to Hecate. Because do nothing bitches get nothing from Hecate. Absolutely goose egg zero. Tomorrow is Friday. We're going to get a little goosey, a little loosey, probably more loosey than goosey because goosies are mean, okay? So Friday, we are going to start sitting into this energy. Yes, I want you to put your big fat asses into this energy. I want you to sit hard into it. Like you fell back at a concert after you had too many beers onto the lawn. All you could afford was cheap seats. You had to fall back because you're too old to bend your knees, and you just fall back into that seat. You listen to Dave Matthews play, and it's the best night of your fucking life. That's the kind of energy I want rolling with this. I want you to fall back into this composure, this placement, this holding pattern of complete and utter manifestation for, are you ready? Are you ready? This is my favorite part of this workshop. For you. It's for you. It's not for anybody else. It's not for your kids. It's not for your husband. It's not for your friends. It's not for anybody else but you. This is your personal journey to Hecate. This is your yellow brick road moment. This is your Taylor Swift front row seat. This is all the things you ever dreamed about. This is the castle night stay in the magic kingdom. This is the golden egg. And you, my friend, have the fucking key. I'm going to give you the key to walk in the door. You ready? I want you to put your hands out. You ready? And this is what I want you all to say at the same time. I am worthy. I am here. I am ready to fucking receive. Fucking A, we are. Are you ready? Okay, so get those hands together, clap them. Let's rub them together real hard. Okay, you ready? We're going to go on a trip. Are you ready? I'm going to take my glasses off. I'm not going to be able to see any of you. So if you're cheating and your eyes are open, I'm going to rewatch the Zoom and I'll fucking know. Okay, you ready? Rub them together. I want you to take that right hand and I want to put it on your thigh. Set that one right down there in your thigh, anchored in. I want the other one on your other thigh. Okay? I want you to imagine yourself sitting in a big open field. In this field, you see all the wildflowers you ever could imagine. Look to your right, there's sunflowers, there's phlox, there's bees. You can hear them all. You are calm. There are fireflies because it is twilight. I want you to breathe deep. To the north, I ask in the ancestors, I ask in the guidance, and I ask in the holy element to guide us. Now I want you to rise up on all fours, and I want you to stand like you're a small puppy, head up, rear end down. Breathe in. You don't have to get into the space figuratively. I want you to do this in your mind, okay? I want you to stretch out and connect with your primalness. I want you to bring your spirit into the ground. I want you to ground through your arms, to your feet, to your legs, all the things. I want you to feel the earth energy, the slight spin that you almost can feel when you connect. To the east, I call the elements, I call the ancestors, I call the guardians, and I ask them in on this quest. Breathe in. I want you to slide your hands forward. Press your breasts to the ground, your belly to the ground, your ample full womb energy, and lay flat in this field. It feels as if every flower has gathered to provide a little pillow for your head. You are so special, goddess. They know you are here. To the south, I ask in the elements, I ask in the ancestors, I ask in the holy fire to greet us in this class. I want you to lay here and I want you to breathe in. I want you to imagine how these flowers smell. I want you to feel the temperature of the air. I want you to feel the cool mist that's starting to form around you, just as dusk turns to darkness and the last glimmers of light change, and you can feel it. The ground beneath you begins to give way slightly, nothing aggressive, as if it's opening up and each layer is gently passing you as if it's hands down to the neck. To the west, I ask you in the elements, the ancestors, all the energies now come in and join with our spirits to make this class. As you are handed down through years of history, pain, burdens of yourself, I ask you to allow yourself to slowly drop into the soft, dark earth beneath you. You've been changed into a black gown. A small amulet hangs on your neck. Look down and see what's on that amulet. That's your amulet. That is gifted to you by the goddess. That is yours for this journey. What will it say? What will it be? Is it a rune? Is it a symbol? Is it a flower? Is it an insect? What is it? Is it a bird? Only you will know what it is. This is your talisman to go forward. You see women everywhere, no faces, simply light. They are simply light, dressed just like you. They sing a chant, and it says, "Here we are. Here we are." One woman comes to you dressed in a red burgundy robe and hands you a flaming torch. She motions to you to come. The rest chant as they walk behind you. Here we are. And they gradually follow you till you see a massive cauldron. And there she is in her tri-headed beautifulness. Two large hounds to her side, a torch in her hand. It appears to be a crown of mugwort and lavender and a dagger on her side. They begin to chant, "We have brought her. We have brought her." She takes the torch from your hands and throws it into the cauldron. She looks at you quietly and pauses, a sacred pause like you've never experienced before. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel this space. What does it look like to you? What does it feel like to you? What are you holding? She hands you a small vessel, clay in nature. I need you to breathe in here, child, and give me what has passed. Put the death in the bottle. You shake with fear. You've never been asked this before. You don't understand what this means. But with all your might, you summon the deepest breath. Breathe with me. Hard, hard, hard. Blow into that bottle. Here you are. Here you are. I would like you to speak with me. I am here. I am here. She steps forward and grabs your vessel, and without little to care, throws it into the cauldron. She thanks you for the trust and the obedience. She grabs you by the hand and takes you to a small seat. Hers is made of stone, and yours is made of stone. I want you to sit down and talk with her in this sacred space. Pull out your journals and your paper, and I want you to write what you are going to tell her when you're sitting with her. I'm going to give you a few minutes. In this space, you have a sacredness and an opportunity to open yourself as raw and needing as you need to. There is no fear, there is no judgment, and there is no lack of compassion when you are in her presence. I want you to hold this feeling that you feel right now of this total and utter release. It's okay. I'm crying too. It's okay. That's okay. It's all right. This is perfectly normal. Okay. I always do this when I go to see Hecate. We always cry when we see Hecate. So you have written your intentions. This is a small portion of what you're going to write, but I want you to hold this thought. We need to go back into this space. Are you ready? She puts her hand out to your chest and pushes into your heart space. And she says, you now know the way to me, dear child. You know how to get here. I want you to turn, follow the horde, and they will leave you out. We are going to hand our hand to the woman in the burgundy dress, follow her by the torch, and let's follow her out. Are you ready? I need you to go back in, get yourself composed and grounded, turn, and I want you to take a step out. With each step, I want you to personally leave a burden behind you. We're going to try 4 steps. So the first step can be a burden of judgment. The next step can be a burden of worthiness. The next step, consistency. And the 4th step, obedience. And I want you to take your hands and I want you to grab each vine as if it's a hand and pull yourself out of the space. And I want you to go up to the ground, pull up, step back, and your head up to the sky. And I want you to start breathing in for me and breathing out. To the west, we thank you for your presence and all that you have given. Breathe in. To the south, we ask you and thank you for your gifts and your obedience. Breathe in. Out. To the east, we thank you for your presence and your obedience. And finally, real deep in. And I want you to blow like the north wind. To the north, we thank you, the ancestors, and all that has been. You are out, you are free, and you're out of this space. When you do these type of meditations, the goal is to crack into a space with Hecate where you feel comfortable to discuss what you're doing. Tomorrow morning, there will be a consecration of 3 items. I will be choosing 3 items. You choose 3 items from your altar. They can be crystals. They can be shells. They can be a wand. They can be flowers, whatever you choose. I am going to do it with the camera off, and we are going to consecrate those items. I will be recording it tomorrow morning, so it'll be up sometime tomorrow afternoon. It'll be done in the liminal space of tomorrow morning. I will get up really early to do it. I do all my Hecate taping and recording in the liminal space of the day. That is when I connect with her in the twixt and tween, and I will be authentic with you all when that happens. Okay? So your exercise tonight is to go over those journal prompts, really look in deep and figure out what you're going to do here, how you're going to connect, what you're seeking. Pick your crossroad. You are going to leave your house, lazies. This is a in the field work assignment. We're going to leave. We're going to go to a crossroad. Doesn't have to be in the middle of nowhere. We're not looking for the devil, okay? Simple town crossroad. You're going to leave an offering. So be careful whatever you leave. Make sure it's not illegal or can be traced back to you. Be very careful whatever you're leaving. I've heard of some pretty wild shit being left. You are going to pick that crossroad and you're also going to center yourself tomorrow, ground yourself and focus in. Through the weekend, you will look for ingredient workshops. You will look for another set of prompts that will be emailed to you. Oh, the next ones aren't going to be nice. I hope you enjoyed the first ones. You know, I'm kind of known for being a bitch with prompts, right? Hecate is really good at it. Together, we are like the fucking dynamic duo. So here we go. You ready? 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, motherfuckers, let's go. These are going to be very deep, insightful prompts for you to work through some serious wounds of worthiness, purpose, obedience, and trust. If you can't trust yourself, how the hell are you going to trust someone else? Do you understand? A lot of you don't trust anyone. And I get that. I've lived. I mean, you don't have to live to know that you can't trust certain people, right? But life is not built on paranoia and mistrust. At some point, you have to open yourself. Maybe, just maybe, a better relationship with yourself and going to the crossroads and finding a new direction will assist you in aiding those wounds. I want you to take some time and I want you to think about what your serious wounds are. This is going to be an honesty exercise. I suggest if you have a bathtub, you get in the bathtub with a single white candle, some salt, some cocoa powder, and some coffee grounds. Put them in one of those sacks, let the water run, and sit in that draft and really assess what you're feeling. This is a deep connection to self workshop. You have to acknowledge your own chain. Where your chain is weak is where you need to repair. Where you can feel it ache is what you need to repair. Remember, being triggered is a sign that you are not healed. You have not ascended. You still have a crack in your ass if you are still triggered. And we are all triggered. Don't tell me you're not, because I'm triggered 3 times a fucking day like an automatic rifle. I say rah, rah, rah 4 times a fucking day because I'm easily triggered. PTSD is a hell of a drug, isn't it, ladies? It's wonderful. I'm really enjoying it. Not. And I had a therapist today tell me that imaginary voices in my head aren't helping me. Needless to say, I don't think we'll be meeting again. So when you think about these things, I want you to think where it hurts. Like you say to your children, ladies, where does it hurt, honey? That's what Hecate is going to say to you. Where does it hurt? And then she's going to stick her finger there, just like you do to your kids. Right there? Is that where it hurts? Your kids are like, motherfucker, mom. You're going to say that phrase many times throughout this process. Motherfucker, mom, like what? And she's going to look, I just wanted to make sure that's where it was. And remember, just because something's healed over and it looks like it's good and the tissue's pink, doesn't mean it's not still sore inside. Because a lot of us will skip over things to not deal with them. Because dealing with them hurts. This workshop is about addressing those wounds, moving through those wounds, and going to the crossroads as your best self. I want your asses skipping there. I want you going like it's fucking Christmas morning. Motherfuckers, get it. I want you running like that. I want this journey to the crossroads to be exuberant joy of your craft. I want this to be pleasurable. I don't want you to dread this. I never dread going to the crossroads for Hecate with an offering. I'm crossing my fingers she's there. The first time you see her, you will want more. I assure you. All of you who are scared, first time you see her, she is going to be like Miss Peregrine on the Home for Exceptional Children. That's who she reminds me of. She is epic in a beauty that you can't describe. And her energy tastes like candy and red wine and birthday parties and cotton candy, all the most amazing things in the world when you are aligned. When you are not aligned, she is your worst fucking nightmare because she is going to call you out. So don't go to her at the crossroads when you're not clear with what you want, Because it won't be, thanks for the gift. It'll be, why are you here? Why are you wasting my time? Why have you called me forward? Because you're going to invocate her there. You're going to call her to you. You're going to request her royal presence. Don't waste her time. Make sure you got your shits in gear when you get there. She's that high-priced salon girl that you wait 9 months to see, and you know it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, but when you come out, you're going to be fabulous, girl. You understand? She's going to want your offering. She's going to want your authentic craft. And she's going to want you naked, willing, and open spiritually to be ready to receive the new direction. She's not going to tell you what it is. She's going to show you the options. She's like the world's best car salesman. You can have this BMW or you can have this Volkswagen. What would you like? I'd be like, I would like the Pathfinder. Thank you. Simple. You will have some direction when this is over, and then we will move to purpose. You need direction before you seek purpose. Or you're just going to look like that white rabbit in Alice running around because you're late for everything. You don't even know what the fuck you're late for. Half of you are running around going, I'm late. I don't have this done. I don't have this done. You don't even know why the fuck you're doing it. When is the last time you did something that you knew exactly why you were fucking doing it in the craft? Exactly what you wanted, exactly what you fucking needed, exactly where it was, and at exactly the right time. We get a little direction, then we get a little purpose, then we get some fucking alignment, and we get some pharaoh magic. That's how this works. You want to turn it up? You know what they say, if it's too loud, you're too old. I want you all to be so fucking loud by Samhain. There are noise complaints about circles all over this fucking country. There's fucking women running around their fires in their backyards making noise. Good. Good. We need more noise complaints about fires. More noise complaints about drunk women listening to Stevie Nicks at full-blown fires. I'm just saying, that's what we need. There needs to be more of that in this country. So I thank you for joining me tonight for Hecate. I thank all of you for being here. What I am going to do is have Ashley hand me back the host responsibilities.